There's a reason your grandmother's bread tasted different. It wasn't nostalgia. It wasn't a better recipe. It was the flour itself. In 1870, something changed in how we process wheat. A new technology promised cheaper flour, whiter flour, flour that lasted forever on the shelf. And within 30 years, diseases that barely existed suddenly exploded. Pellagra, beriberi, nutritional deficiencies that killed thousands. For 10,000 years before that, humans ground grain between stones. Slow, inefficient, labor-intensive. But here's what nobody told you. That ancient method preserved something your body desperately needs, and modern milling destroys it in seconds. Drop a comment below. Do you feel tired after eating bread or pasta? Brain fog? Constant hunger? Let me know, because what you're about to learn will change how you see every bag of flour in your kitchen. A wheat kernel has three parts: the bran, the outer layer, packed with fiber, B vitamins, and antioxidants; the germ, the embryo of the seed, loaded with vitamin E, healthy fats, minerals like magnesium and zinc; and the endosperm, pure starch, energy but almost no nutrition. For thousands of years, stone mills ground all three parts together. The stones turned slowly, low heat, low speed. Everything stayed intact. What came out was tan or brown flour, dense, coarse, rich. Your medieval baker used this flour within days. Why? Because those oils in the germ go rancid quickly. The bread was dark, heavy, and it kept people working 12-hour days in fields without collapsing. Then came 1870. The Industrial Revolution hit milling. Steel roller mills. They worked completely differently. Instead of crushing the grain, they squeezed it between high-speed steel cylinders. First pass, the bran breaks off, removed. Second pass, the germ separates out, removed. What's left? Pure white endosperm. The millers loved it. This flour was white. It looked pure, premium, expensive. And it lasted for months without going rancid, because all the oils were gone. Today, modern roller mills operate at incredibly high speeds. The steel rollers generate heat, friction. Temperatures can spike above 150 degrees Fahrenheit. At those temperatures, the delicate nutrients that survived the separation get destroyed. Vitamin E, oxidized. Omega-3 fatty acids, damaged. Enzymes, denatured. Here's what gets removed in modern milling: 80% of the fiber, 70% of the vitamins, 80% of the minerals, 95% of the healthy fats, all of the antioxidants. Then, because the law requires it, they add back synthetic versions of a few vitamins, 4 to be exact: thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, folic acid. They call this enriched flour. Enriched? They stripped 30 nutrients and added back 4 fake ones. That's not enrichment, that's theft. Let's go back to that stone mill. Why did it work so well? Stone mills grind at about 100 RPM. That's slow. The stones touch the grain gently, crushing it gradually. The temperature stays under 100 degrees, cool enough to preserve those fragile oils in the wheat germ. The flour that comes out is coarse. You can see flecks of bran. You can feel the texture. Under a microscope, stone-ground flour particles are irregular, chunky. They have sharp edges. Roller-milled flour? Perfectly uniform, smooth, powdery. That difference matters more than you think. When you eat stone-ground flour, your digestive system has to work to break down those coarse particles. It takes time, hours. That means slow, steady release of glucose into your bloodstream. No spike, no crash. Sustained energy. Your blood sugar stays stable. Modern flour, it's so fine your body absorbs it almost instantly. Blood sugar rockets up, your pancreas dumps insulin, then you crash, and 90 minutes later you're hungry again. A study from the University of Minnesota found that bread made with stone-ground whole wheat flour had a glycemic index 30% lower than bread made with roller-milled flour. Same wheat, same recipe, different milling method, completely different effect on your body. But it's not just about blood sugar. Let's talk about what you're actually getting. The wheat germ contains vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects your cells from damage, supports your immune system, keeps your skin healthy. In modern milling, 95% of that vitamin E is removed with the germ. Medieval bread made from stone-ground flour, all of it's still there. The germ also contains omega-3 fatty acids, the same healthy fats found in fish and flaxseed. Critical for brain function, reducing inflammation, heart health. Modern white flour, zero omega-3s. Then there are minerals: magnesium for muscle function and sleep, zinc for immune health, selenium for thyroid function. All concentrated in the bran and germ. All removed in modern milling. Let's talk about what happens at the molecular level. Whole wheat contains something called phytic acid. It's found in the bran. Phytic acid binds to minerals: iron, zinc, calcium, magnesium. It locks them up. Your body can't absorb them. But here's the thing. Medieval bakers didn't just use stone-ground flour. They fermented their dough for 12 to 24 hours. During that fermentation, enzymes called phytases break down phytic acid. The minerals get released. Your body can absorb them. Modern bread? Mixed, risen, and baked in under 3 hours. No time for that breakdown to happen. So you're eating the bran, thinking you're healthy, but your body can't access the minerals because the phytic acid is still active. Stone-ground flour plus fermentation. That was the combination. That's what worked. Now let's talk about what happens to those healthy fats. The wheat germ contains polyunsaturated fats, vitamin E. These are fragile. Expose them to heat, oxygen, and light, and they oxidize. They turn rancid. They go from healthy to harmful. Roller mills generate heat, 100 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That heat destroys the vitamin E and damages the fats within seconds. Stone mills, cool grinding, under 100 degrees. The oils stay intact. And because stone-ground flour was used within days, there was no time for oxidation. Modern white flour can sit in a warehouse for 6 months, then on a shelf for another 16 months, because there's nothing left in it to go bad. No oils, no vitamins, no life. In 2018, researchers at Kansas State University ran an experiment. They made bread using 3 different flours: modern roller-milled white flour, roller-milled whole wheat, and stone-ground whole wheat. They measured blood glucose responses in healthy adults after eating each type. The results? Stone-ground whole wheat bread caused 25% lower blood sugar spikes than roller-milled whole wheat and 40% lower than white flour. Same wheat, different milling, completely different impact on your metabolism. Today, there's a quiet revolution happening. Small mills across Europe and North America are going back to stone grinding. They're sourcing heritage wheat varieties: Turkey Red, Red Fife, Sonora. They're milling it fresh, selling it within days. And people who thought they were gluten intolerant, who couldn't eat bread for years, are discovering they can eat this bread without problems. Not because the gluten disappeared, but because the flour is what flour is supposed to be. The industrial food system optimized for shelf life, for profit margins, for white color that consumers associated with purity. And since 1960, when roller-milled white flour became the absolute standard, metabolic diseases exploded. Type 2 diabetes up 700%, obesity tripled, autoimmune conditions skyrocketing. They'll tell you it's because we're lazy, because we eat too much, because we lack discipline. But the timeline doesn't lie. These diseases began their rise exactly when we started eating flour that had the life milled out of it.